All right, this is my review of the Breathless Cancun resort. We went there in early October, right after our wedding. So right off the bat, just giving you guys a heads up, when you fly into the Cancun airport, bring, I would say, $60 to $80. And just let the people know there that that's all you have. Otherwise, you could spend up to $200 getting to your hotel. If you want to get a private car, you can. It's going to be upwards of $175 to $200. We ended up getting away with $60 cash and told them that's all we had, and then Ubered back to the airport, which cost about $22. When you get to the hotel, lots of security. They check you in. They only let you in if you've got a reservation, which made us feel comfortable, especially with some of the activities that happened that first week, which was all over the news. Regardless of that, we get in. We were in the XHALE club, which is a little bit of the more higher club. They took us to a private room to check in. The check-in process was very smooth, but be careful, be aware. This is kind of turned into like a timeshare type of a hotel. So as soon as we were done, they had a VIP guest come in and check us in and tried to basically sell us on resort cash and all this stuff. We made it clear we weren't gonna go to any presentations. We were actually surprised. A lot of people did the presentations and we just wanted to enjoy it. We told them, they kept trying to say everything was a discount. And one of the things that we've learned was if you say that the cost doesn't matter to you, they kind of leave you alone. And they'll say, oh, you really wanna pay full price for your massage? Yeah, we do, that's fine. Money's not an issue for us. Even if it is, just say that, they leave you alone. It was like, and it's kind of like, it spread like wildfire. Like a lot of times we saw people who had gone through the presentation, seeing if they wanted another go at it with us, they just left us alone. It was actually really nice. The other thing is if you're a certain age, let's say like 60, they figure they're not gonna make any money off of you, so you won't even get pitched because for them at the timeshare, it's not worth it to try and sell you a 40-year timeshare. Yes, 40 years. So we were in the VIP kind of lounge area and there's food, snacks, top shelf booze. We actually found ourselves going down there quite often. If you're an XHALE member, they treated you like a king. We loved it. The food was great. The food was phenomenal. We did the, as you can see, you'll see one of the restaurants in the morning. We went to the a la carte breakfast, which was awesome. The food was great, but then we ended up the next 3 days just going to the buffet breakfast, which was one of the best breakfast buffets. It was better than Vegas. The food was amazing, and my wife is celiac, so she can't have gluten. They remembered her every single day, brought her coffee and gluten-free bread. Side note, bring like $100 and $1 bills. They go a long way, and they remember you. Like even if you give $1 or $2 every time you talk to them, it means a lot to them. And they, trust me, they pay you back in full. You'll see the room that we got. We got the best room that you could get, the XHALE Club room, the master suite ocean view. It was an awesome room. You have your own living room and private area, and then you have the bedroom with these waterfall showers. You can Bluetooth to the speakers in the ceiling, which is really cool. We actually brought a little bit of a Sonos little portable speaker, and we used the hot tub that was on the balcony. And we just played music, had our bottles of wine, looked out over the ocean. It was actually really nice. Now the ocean was okay. You go down there, they check you in. You could pretty much, you don't have to pay for a cabana or a seat. I did notice that they know what the XHALE room numbers are. And every time we went somewhere, whether it was a restaurant or the beach to get a cabana, they didn't put us in chairs. They put us in the big lounges. And even if you're a regular person going down there, I think you can get it for free anyway. We always gave them like $3 or $4 just to show them, how cool, our appreciation and stuff like that. But just giving you a heads up that's, it went a long way. The beach wasn't anything spectacular. They raked the seaweed every day, and there was an area to, it was like walking into a bath. Gotta say, the water was gorgeous, but there weren't any waves. It was just kind of just a local, little kind of private beach, almost like a marina, I would say, in a way. Just people were out there having a blast, just enjoying music, enjoying drinks. We'd run back up to the bar, bring our drinks back into the ocean. We just sat there enjoying it. So we didn't really go on the beach too much, but the water's beautiful. And if you walked a little bit more down the beach, there were tons of activities. You could rent boats, sea-doos, et cetera, et cetera. So you could do all of that kind of stuff. So that was kind of cool. Hello. So, out of the negatives there weren't really actually too many. If you know you're going into that timeshare kind of style environment and you're only gonna get proposition once, deal with it. But we got there early. We weren't doing anything. We got it out of the way while we were sitting having a drink and eating some little tapas style food. So for us, it wasn't that big of a deal. It really isn't, especially like I told you, the trick to do, and they leave you alone for like the rest of the time. 4 days, they didn't talk to us again. It was great. But they're still super nice about it. So don't worry about that. The only 2 negatives I would say is we just came back from Ireland. We came straight and we had a lot of euros. And they treated the euros like the dollar. If you walk down the street, there's an exchange place about 5 minutes next to a pharmacy. So it's actually really close to a pharmacy as well. And it's actually a really nice walk along like the little river area that's there. But I highly recommend it, just if you want to get out for the day. And they did the actual exchange rate. They were treating the dollar and the euro the same. So it was like, even though it was 24 euro or 24 pesos to a euro, and it was at the time 18.50 American, they were just treating everything as 19. So you can exchange American money and you'll lose 20 cents or something, but if you have euros, just go to the exchange place. You're gonna get screwed. You're gonna get robbed at the hotel. And the second one is, we had the all-inclusive package and we were expecting to have cold beers and everything like that. And so they didn't refill the snacks every day. Like they brought chips and peanut M&Ms. They were delicious. It was great. But then we never got any more snacks the other 3 days. The other bad thing was, and we told them every single day, our fridge didn't work. So imagine you have a nice day out, everything, you want to come back in your room for break, have a nice cold beer. The beer was warm. The fridge did not work. They finally sent a technician the 3rd day. They told us on our last day they were gonna replace it, and they never did. So that was actually kind of a little bit frustrating. And when I told them, the woman who was working there, I'm not gonna say her name, I don't want to publicly out, but she could give 2 craps. She was very nice to say, okay, we'll get to it. But then she didn't realize that I understood Spanish. And in Spanish, she just basically said to her coworker, yeah, we'll get to it when we get to it. So, if you have Spanish, if you know Spanish, you got an upper hand. They didn't think, because of obviously I look and don't sound very Hispanic. I look it, but I don't really sound it. They assumed this guy's a white guy, but I understood fluently what they were saying. So those would be my only 2 negatives, I would say. Yeah, that's it. Last negative I forgot to say. In Cancun and in the hotel, the internet's terrible. I tried to do work, log into a few things. It was awful. Even the cell phone Wi-Fi is awful. Even when you get to the hotel, Wi-Fi is awful. I don't know what it is about Cancun. Internet's terrible. So use this opportunity to just get off the grid. The positives. One of the positives is we found out that if you book little vacations, they actually, you know what? Surprisingly, we went and did the swimming with the dolphins. That was like one of the only 2 times that we left the resort. We went to a really cool mall called Isla, which had all the luxury stuff that we were looking for. And then we went to another mall, because I work for a fashion company, to kind of look to see if our clothes were there, because we sell to that store. Now, that being said, the positives were like, if you want to book like something, they have you don't have to leave the hotel. Everybody comes to you, and we did the dolphins, and it was actually way cheaper. We did like an extra package, and by the way, cash is king. We paid cash. We got like a $150 dolphin package, and we paid $80. So rather than $300, we paid $160. So that was great. So then the other thing was, the other positive was the food, the choice of the restaurants. We did teppanyaki our last night, which was amazing. And one of the things I got to give them a shout out is my wife is celiac. Anybody who's got a gluten intolerance, this is the place for you. They did the show for us, and they cooked her food on a completely clean grill behind the main chef. She loved it. It was enjoyable. She got the stuff that they didn't use gluten in. She got to partake with everybody else, but the stuff that the food was great. They were so conscientious of their gluten allergies. Plus, the food was really, really good. Now, don't expect 5-star high-level chef food. For an all-inclusive, it was some of the best food that we've ever had, and we've been to a few. So we really, really, really give this a high rating in terms of food, because the breakfast was great, the lunch options were great, the food service was quick and fast, and they, I don't know if they do it with the other levels, but with, sorry about that, that's a work bell. But with the XHALE, they came in, they made our table for us every single night. It was very, very. Overall, the experience was fantastic. We were looking to get off the grid for 4 days, and we did. The hotel's new, and it was glamorous, and we really enjoyed it. If you want to go there for low energy, the low energy pool is great. If you want to go for medium energy, as you can see in my video earlier on, it's got that Vegas vibe that really packs. But we wanted that nice upscale, a little bit more nonchalant, low-key, relaxed lifestyle. The ceiling pool, amazing. Remember that they have 3 tiers: your basic level, your accelerate, and your XHALE. The higher you go, the better you get treated. If you can, try to go for the XHALE. You see our room in this video. The junior suite is literally half of it. So if you can, just get it. You'll still get the jacuzzi on the pool or on the balcony. It's worth it. It's just romantic. It's really, really, really nice. The food was great. The customer service was great. We have no complaints. Like I said, when you check in, you have to go through that process. It is what it is. Follow my tips and tricks. If you're a little bit older than you've already got it down, you're good to go. The last thing that I would say is, as I said before, the internet's terrible. Just be prepared. It's awful everywhere. So don't worry about it. Again, use this time to escape. I really enjoyed it. Everybody really enjoyed it. And so that being said, if you have any questions, hope you enjoyed this review, and just leave a comment down below.